So in church today, the pastor was talking about the difference between what it means to be a Christian and what it means to follow Jesus. So I feel like a lot of times Christians say, like, oh, can I still do X, Y, Z and call myself a Christian? Like, can I smoke alcohol? Can I smoke, or can I drink alcohol, or can I sleep with my girlfriend, or I don't know, whatever. Can I still do all of these things and call myself a Christian? And I was like, well, yeah, probably, whatever that means, but you can't follow Jesus and do those things. And that's because Jesus isn't going that way. Like, you can still, do that stuff. There's lots of other things. Like, can I gossip about people at work? Can I, tell white lies? Can I, talk down to people and think I'm better and whatever, like anything, and call myself a Christian? It's like, yeah, you can, but can you call yourself a follower of Jesus though? Because Jesus isn't going that direction. Those aren't things that he's doing. And one of the things the pastor said that really got to me was Jesus is literally calling us to come follow him to die. Like, Jesus showed us the way to go. He lived his life and he died, and he's asking us to follow him there. But like, the beautiful thing about it is that, like, we don't even have to die. Like, Jesus, he was like, I love them so much. I don't want them to have to go through that. Like, I don't want them to have to suffer. I don't want them to have to be beaten and whipped and like crying out in like utter agony. And so he's like, I'll do it so that they don't have to. It's like, yes, but they still have to die to themselves. They still have to, give up their old life and come into the new life. He's like, you know what? I'm going to create baptism. And baptism is just a symbol of dying. God was like, I'm going to make this as easy as possible for them so that they don't even have to die, even though that's the way I'm going, what I'm calling them to follow me to. I'm just going to ask them to be willing to die and just go through a ceremony that is a metaphor for dying. I don't even want them to have to literally die. And I just started like crying, realizing like just how good Jesus is, how like amazing he is, like how compassionate, and how much he's like a dad who doesn't want his kids to have to suffer. So he's like, I'll suffer so that they don't have to. And if I had a daughter or a son, I would, if it came down between, me being beat up or them being beat up, I would say beat me up any day. Like, I don't want them to have to do that. That's what Jesus is saying. It's like, I don't want them to have to, be brutally killed in order for them to have to die. Like, I'll die so they don't have to. And all they have to do is just, be willing to. We'll create baptism so that they can, have a feeling of, of the dying process, going underneath the water so they can be risen up with me and become a new creation. I want them to be brand new. I want them to have that new life, but I don't want them to have to die physically to have to get it. And I was just like, wow, like, praise God. He is so, so good. Like, he made it as easy as he possibly could for us to have that new life. It couldn't have been any easier. So I just wanted to share that today. For those of you who think the Christian life is hard, or the gospel is confusing or hard to understand, it's like, it's not. Like, Jesus like literally came up with the easiest possible solution for us and made it as simple and painless as possible.